Hello everyone and welcome back to another recommendations video. So in case you're new here and you've never seen me before, hello, my name is Arya and welcome to my channel. So in my last video, if you didn't know, I recommended or I essentially made a spooky slash fall recommendations video, and I thought I would continue the recommendations with the same sort of vibe for the spooky season, although it doesn't have to be. So I'm gonna make it into like a mini recommendation series on my channel, I think. So today I have some more recommendations that would be more appropriate to read in the fall season, if you will. Today I will actually be recommending you books I have not read yet, but I think they're good for the fall season. And there's also a theme with these recommendations, and I will be specifically recommending sort of dark academia-esque books, or like books set in an academic setting but with magic most of the time. So from what I know, dark academia does not necessarily have magic. They're more on the mystery thriller side, very much classics and that sort of vibe, but these are more like dark academia but make it magical. So I think this is like good sort of niche recommendation list, I hope, I don't know, we shall see. So I have quite a smallish list here because I don't have too many books that fall into this category, and I've literally read none of them, like not a single one. I vaguely know what they're about. The main point is that I haven't read any of them. So I frankly don't know what I'm recommending you, but we're just gonna roll with it. So the first book I'm gonna recommend you for this very niche and specific recommendations video is The Devil Makes Three by Tori Bovolino, and I just have the dust jacket here because I'm actually currently in the middle of this and it is so good. It oozes dark academia vibes, very much academic setting, but it has magic, and it also kind of gives me, at least at the start, a Discovery of Witches vibes, and that is not a book I have included on this list because I wouldn't particularly put that as a dark academia book, but it does have some academic setting at the start of the book, so this really much gave me that sort of vibe. Yeah, as I said, I'm currently reading this, currently in the middle of this. I am loving it. It is so good. I'm actually listening to the audiobook, but I also like to follow the lines while I listen because I have a very short attention span and that just helps me concentrate. But anyhow, that is irrelevant. Yeah, the audiobook is pretty good so far. I actually kind of got hooked from the first couple of minutes. It's really good. I don't know, I think it's just what I didn't know I needed. And so far I'm loving it. Also, I don't know if you can hear the clinking of my earrings, but they're deafening to me. Hopefully you cannot hear that in the video. But anyway, I think I'm just gonna read the synopsis for all the books because I am not sure how to explain them because they're all like magical academic setting, and I don't know what to tell you more than that. And if I do that, it's just gonna be like a 3-minute video, and I don't want that. So here goes the synopsis. When Tess and Elliot stumble upon an ancient book hidden in a secret tunnel beneath their school library, they accidentally release a devil from his book-bound prison, and he'll stop at nothing to stay free. He'll manipulate all the ink in the library books to do his bidding. He'll murder in the stacks, and he'll bleed into every inch of Tess's life until his freedom is permanent. Forced to work together, Tess and Elliot have to find a way to re-trap the devil before he kills everyone they know and love, including, increasingly, each other. And compared to what the devil has in store for them, school stress suddenly doesn't seem so bad after all. Yeah, so that is the synopsis of the book. So like it says, they literally like release some evil monster thing that was trapped in a book, and then that monster just starts wreaking havoc on their lives. So I'm very intrigued to find out how they're gonna retrap this devil and just how the story is going to end. And I don't know, like also the characters are quite lovable and I'm just already rooting for them and I'm not even that far into the book. I mean, I don't know what else to say. The book is good. I would definitely recommend. Definitely gives you that like ancient library with like the smell of very old leather bound books and just like creepy, eerie, musty shelves filled with books and candles, like very much that kind of vibe. So I think this is perfect for this recommendation video. So the next book I have to recommend you here is actually Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This is a very well-known book, and no, I have not read it yet. I have not read it yet, but it will get read. Don't know when though, it's not really a priority because the sequel is not out and we don't know when it's going to be out. But anyhow, this is a very famous book, very much again dark academia or like academic setting with magic sort of vibes. I believe it's actually set at Yale if I'm not mistaken. So let's find out if that is true in the synopsis. Welcome to the Ninth House. Galaxy Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of a Yale's freshman class. A dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime, Alex was hoping for a fresh start, but her free ride comes with a catch. She has been tasked with monitoring Yale's secret societies, notorious haunts of the rich and powerful. Now there's a dead girl on campus, and Alex is the only person willing to look deeper because the societies are far more sinister and extraordinary than anyone ever imagined. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. So, with the whole Yale setting and the magic and secret societies and like dabbling in forbidden magic, that definitely gives me dark academia vibes. That's what dark academia is in my head, at least. This book has more than amazing reviews. Everyone's loved it. Everyone loves Leigh Bardugo, and Leigh Bardugo herself really exudes like dark, cool, magical vibes herself. In my opinion, this is a perfect recommendation. The next book I have to recommend to you is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. Now, this is the only one that I'm sort of iffy about it. Like, I don't know how much dark academia vibes this has, but still a magical academic setting, so why not? From what I know about this book, it's sort of, like I said, magical school, but there's like monsters and essentially survival is the whole point because students are killed left and right. I think that's like the main vibe of the story, but let me just read you the synopsis. Enter a school of magic unlike any you have ever encountered. There are no teachers, no holidays, friendships are purely strategic, and the odds of survival are never equal. Once you're inside, there are only two ways out: you graduate or you die. Elle Higgins is uniquely prepared for the school's many dangers. She may be without allies, but she possesses a dark power strong enough to level mountains and wipe out untold millions. Never mind easily destroy the countless monsters that prowl the school. Except she might accidentally kill all the other students too. So Elle is trying her hardest not to use it. That is, unless she has no other choice. And then it has like a little blurb thingy at the bottom, and it says, with flawless mastery, Naomi Novik creates a heroine for the ages, a character so sharply realized and so richly nuanced that she will live on in hearts and minds for generations to come, which sounds very promising, to be honest. Not sure how much on the actual dark academia vibe it has, but it's definitely like an academic sort of setting, and it's magical and it's dangerous and interesting and unique. So I thought I'd include this book into this video. Also, if you hear some clattering and some noises in the background, that's just my flatmates rummaging about in the kitchen. So just please ignore that. And with that being said, on to the next recommendation, which is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. This is also very much dark academia-esque, set in a university, I believe, and there's magic involved because of course there's magic involved. So again, don't know too much about this. I know it deals with grief as well. I guess trigger warning for that, but yeah, let's see what the synopsis has to say. After her mother dies in an accident, a 16-year-old pre Matthews wants to escape. A residential program for bright high schoolers seems to be the perfect opportunity until she witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. A flying demon feeding on human energies, a secret society of so-called Legendborn that hunt the creatures down, a mysterious mage who calls himself a Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything she saw. The mage's failure unlocks Bree's own unique magic and a buried memory from the night her mother died. Now Bree will do whatever it takes to discover the truth, even infiltrate a Legendborn. But when the Legendborn reveal themselves as the descendants of King Arthur's knights and foretell a magical war, Bree must decide how far she'll go for the truth. Should she use her magic to take the society down or join the fight? So this is clearly an Arthurian retelling. I completely forgot about that, to be honest, but still pretty much dark academia with like a secret society involved and the sprinkle of magic, if you will. I think this very much has the vibe. Next up, the book I have for you is The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake. This book I think is becoming more and more well known, mostly because I think it's getting traditionally published actually. So it's been starting to get more buzz and more people are like aware of it and reading it. From what I remember, the synopsis is very intricate and I was frankly confused, but it just gave me so much like dark academia vibes that I just got it. Even though I feel like even if I read this, I will not have enough brains to actually understand what it's about, but it's fine. So the synopsis for this one is quite long, so just please bear with me. So here goes. The Alexandrian Society, caretakers of lost knowledge from the greatest civilizations of antiquity, are the foremost secret society of magical academicians in the world. Those who earn a place among the Alexandrians will secure a life of wealth, power, and prestige beyond their wildest dreams. And each decade, only the six most uniquely talented magicians are selected to be considered for an initiation. Enter the latest round of six, Libby Rhodes and Nico de Varona, unwilling halves of an unfathomable whole who exert uncanny control over every element of physicality. Raina Mori, a naturalist who can intuit the language of life itself. Parisa Kamali, a telepath who can traverse the depths of the subconscious, navigating worlds inside the human mind. That is very fucking cool. Callum Nova, an empath easily mistaken for a manipulative illusionist who can influence the intimate workings of a person's inner self. Finally, there is Tristan Kane, who can see through illusions to a new structure of reality, an ability so rare that neither he nor his peers can fully grasp its implications. When the candidates are recruited by the mysterious Atlas Blakely, they are told they will have 1 year to qualify for initiation, during which time they will be permitted preliminary access to the Society's archives and judged based on their contributions to various subjects of impossibility, time and space, luck and thought, life and death. 5, they are told, will be initiated, 1 will be eliminated. The 6 potential candidates will fight to survive the next year of their lives, and if they can prove themselves to be the best among their rivals, most of them will. Most of them. So that is the synopsis for this book. It sounds so good. It sounds like perfection, and it literally oozes dark academia vibes in my opinion. Like you can even tell from the cover and like the back as well, and I don't know, this just whole book is such a vibe, such an aesthetic, and that is why I think it's perfect for this tiny little video. Although with all my rambling, we shall see how actually tiny it is. And last but not least, we're down to the last recommendation of this video, and this book is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. So from what I know and what I've heard, I think this is the most dark academia book that I have on this list. I think is the only one that might not be magical, although I'm not sure. So I think also it has to do with like a Shakespearean theater group maybe, or like a Shakespeare Society or something like that. So I have no knowledge on Shakespeare whatsoever, Was never interested, don't really care about Shakespeare. I'm sorry if that offends anyone, but I just don't. But anyway, back to the book itself. Let's read the synopsis and see what it has to say. Oliver Marks has just served 10 years for a murder he may or may not have committed. On the day of his release, he is greeted by the detective who put him in prison. Detective Colborne is retiring, and he wants to know what really happened a decade before. As a young actor at an elite conservatory, Oliver noticed that his talented classmates seemed to play the same characters on stage and off: villain, hero, temptress, though he was always a supporting role. But when the teachers changed the casting, a good natured rivalry turns ugly and the plays spill dangerously over into real life. When tragedy strikes, one of the seven friends is found dead. The rest face their greatest acting challenge yet, convincing the police and themselves that they are blameless. So, this is true to the dark academia nature. It deals with like mystery. There's always a death of some sorts, and they try to uncover it, and there's like an academic setting or something of the sorts. And this is very much that. So, I think this is the actual true and only proper, according to standards, dark academia book on this list. So I guess it fits almost perfectly, and I say almost because it doesn't actually have magic. And for me personally, books without magic are just not as, they like don't hit the spot. I guess that is it for my little dark academia with magic recommendations video. I hope you loved it. Do let me know if any of these books are actually dark academia, because I don't actually know. I just go off of vibes and I go off of what the synopsis tells me and what my little imagination in my head just decides to conjure up. But in my opinion, they very much give me the vibes that I was going for in this video, so do with that information as you will. And with that being said, I do hope you have enjoyed me talking nonsense and reading some synopses to you. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you soon in another recommendation video. Bye!